Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed session 2 with all the innovations with your students. Today you're going to be talking about their career quest. The first thing you're going to do is we'll go over the supplies you'll need for the classroom. Once again, you're going to need the table tents, so make sure they pull them back out so their names are on their desk. You're also going to need the key term flashcards, the STEM skills poster, the bookmarks, the trading cards, and you're also going to need the career quest flyer. The first thing you're going to do when you get into the classroom is talk about what it would be like to open a brand new elementary school. So ask the students what kind of things would the elementary school need? What kind of jobs are absolutely necessary? They're going to list off all the people they interact with on a daily basis. They're also going to talk about the characteristics of what a 5th grade teacher needs. So they'll probably list off things like patience, being able to relate to the students, and you're going to talk about how teaching is just one of many careers and how today they're going to discover the multiple different careers that they have the opportunity to do when they are all finished with school. The first thing you're going to do is hand out one of these career quests to every single student. They're going to work on this individually, stress that this is for themselves to keep. They're not going to turn it in, it's not going to be graded, and to really think about if they have these skills or personal characteristics. Either yes, they have it, no, they don't have it, or maybe they plan to develop it. Let them know that not everyone in the classroom is going to have yeses to all of them. In fact, if you fill this out yourself, you probably wouldn't have a yes to everything on there either. So make sure that they know that it's okay if they don't have those skills yet. And for some students, there are certain skills on here that they don't need or they won't plan on developing. So make sure they fill this out as accurate as possible for themselves. Once they're done doing that, you're going to talk to them about what a high growth demand job is, and you're also going to talk about technology. Technology is going to play a huge factor when they're going through all of their career quests. You'll begin the technology conversation by talking about video game consoles. So they're going to get really excited about this, and they'll be able to list off as many as there possibly is. One thing you can choose to do is if you'd like to break them up into groups, they can make it into a competition. So instead of them shouting different video console games at you, you can have them break up into groups and create a list of as many as they can possibly think of. Then once they're done, whoever has the most game consoles is the group that's the winner. This is a great opportunity for them to talk about the different STEM skills that an engineer needs when they're creating the video games. So be sure to refer to the poster that you have hanging up in the classroom and talk about why mathematics are so important and how everything can create down to the millisecond when they're talking about a video game. After they're done doing that, you're going to want to talk about what an interest is. So they're going to have lots of different interests throughout the classroom. No one's going to be the same. So they're going to begin thinking about the things that they really enjoy doing. You're going to have them move on then and work with their elbow partners, and they're going to use the same flyer that you've already distributed to them. On the very top, there are interview questions. Have them ask each other these interview questions. So they're going to talk about things that interest them. What do they enjoy to do? Something that most people don't know about them. So give them a few minutes to begin the interview process as they're talking about what it is that each of them likes and dislikes throughout this activity. Once you're done with that, they're going to move on to their activity where they're going to be using the trading cards. This activity can get a little hectic with the classrooms if they're smaller. So one thing that works really great is instead of hanging these around the room like the guidebooks suggest, take these and have them break up into groups in different pods throughout the room and have them pass the card from each one. There are also several different career clusters that they're looking at, and time will probably not allow for them to finish all of them. Let them know in advance that they're probably not going to get through everything, and that's okay, but instead focus on accuracy for what really is for the card. You're also going to notice that when they're broke up with these cards and they're using the inside of the flyer, everything is color coded. So if you're having students who are struggling with the class, make sure you let them know, okay, if you are looking for transportation, that's in blue. So if this is in blue, and the card's in blue, that's where you're going to find the answer to that question. That can be a little tricky for some students. But they are going to pass these around the room, or if you're going to have the students move throughout the room, and they're going to answer the questions inside of their poster. So when they open this up, there's going to be different things for them to look for. And this gives them the opportunity to talk about the 16 different career clusters throughout today's lesson. So there's going to be lots of jobs that they've probably never even heard of or thought of to do. They're going to see what the education is required, what their salary is going to look like. They're also going to be able to see what some of the skills are that are needed. Once you're done with this activity, you're going to find in your guidebook on page 27 is the answer key. So make sure you allow enough time for yourself with the students to go over the answer key so they can see what all of the different answers were, especially since they may not be able to get through all the career cluster cards. Once you're done with this activity, you're wrapping up the session and you're going to ask them 3 things that they're learning in school today that are going to help them for a job in the future. So they're probably going to list things like math, science, English, reading. Make sure you affirm the things that they're learning today and how they're going to help them in the future. The last thing you're going to ask the students to do is you're going to have them fill in the blank questions. So you're going to ask them, I would really like to earn money. I would really like to learn more about work by spending time with someone who works as a blank. You want them to start thinking about this because in the next session, they're going to be talking more about resumes and job interviewing. And so when they're starting to think about what it is they want their dream job to be, they're going to have that seed planted for the next session. Enjoy session 3.